Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oop, are they gonna try to call me out for liking serial killers? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is the first day of Summerween, which is a readathon that is hosted by Gabby and Olivia, where we read spooky books in the summer. They've done this a bunch of times. They have a bunch of different like ween readathons. I've never been able to participate. They've just never aligned with my schedule. But I made it a point this time. We're doing it and I'm vlogging. I don't yet know how my vlogs are gonna break up. I'm planning on vlogging every day. I might post them daily. I might post them like every 2 days, every 3 days. I guess at this point, you'll see, you'll know. Current me does not know what I'm gonna be doing yet. I also don't know what I'm gonna be reading. So let's head over to my bookshelf and we can just pick out a couple things. Okay, you're in my bookshelf now. So I'm just gonna start pulling off some of the things that I could read. Notes of an Execution is on my TBR this month, so this I feel like is gonna be a priority. I kind of would like to pick up some shorter horror. I feel like there's a bunch that I've been saving kind of in the back of my mind for Summerween. So like I could do When the Reckoning Comes, This Thing Between Us, Ring Shout. These are all ones that sound really great and they're very short reads. Ooh. I could read My Best Friend's Exorcism. I feel like I've been saving this for Halloween though, so we might put that back. I have a bunch of Christina Henry's that I could read. Top of that list is Near the Bone. And The Trees Crept In. This is kind of like a mixed media horror. That sounds very interesting. That's an option. All right, let's start with those. And I'm gonna look up the challenges and see what I can get that fits those. Okay, so I didn't even look up what the challenges were. So let me do that right now. I feel like when they announced it, I remember the challenges being like pretty vague. Like they weren't super specific. Prompt number 1 is to read a book in the dark or at night. Number 2 is read a book with Halloween colors on the cover. Read a book with haunt in the title. I don't know if I have anything. We're gonna have to come back to that one. Read a slasher. I don't actually know if any of these are slashers. And then bake or make a treat with your spooky read. Okay, so I don't know how many of the challenges that I will be doing. I don't think I have any books with haunt in the title. Let me actually look at my Goodreads. On my Goodreads, I only have one book with haunt in the title, and that's The Haunting of Adeline, which I will not be reading during this readathon. This is like a 600-page book, almost 700 pages. This is the only haunt book I have. You'd think I would have more. Feels like a very basic word. I don't know why I don't have more. So we're not doing that challenge. And then a book with Halloween colors on the cover. So here's all the books that I pulled off. What are Halloween colors? Orange and black. I guess this one's the closest. It's red and black. That could be Halloween, like blood. Okay, we're gonna count that. And then what was the other one? A slasher? I don't know if any of these are slashers. So let me just quickly go through all of these and tell you what they're about. I don't actually know how many of them I'm gonna read. I do also have a couple books coming in the mail that I wanna read, but we'll start with this stack. So I'm just gonna give you like very quick blurbs of all these books. Near the Bone, a woman trapped on a mountain attempts to survive more than one kind of monster. This Thing Between Us, a darkly funny horror novel about grief and rage, the loneliness of living between cultures, and the all too real oppressive intimacy of technology. When the Reckoning Comes, Mira is attending Celine's wedding at the plantation that has been transformed into a lush vacation resort, but the darkest elements of the plantation's past, that slaves were tortured mercilessly, have been carefully erased. Ring Shout, in America, demons wear white hoods. Notes on an Execution deconstructs the story of a serial killer on death row told primarily through the eyes of the women in his life. And The Trees Crept In. When Scylla and Nori arrive at their aunt's home, it is immediately clear that the manor is cursed. Who is the beautiful boy who appeared from the woods, and who is the tall man with no eyes who Nori plays with in the basement at night? A man no one else can see. So I think the one that I'm going to start is Notes on an Execution. I don't think I'll be able to read it all today, but since this is the only one that's actually on my July TBR, I want to make sure that I read this. But like I said, I have some other books coming in the mail. One of them should be delivered today. That's like the top book that I want to read. So when that comes, we can talk about it. All right, let's find a good ambiance video to play. YouTube, Pomodoro, ambiance.
Getting that from YouTube.
Actually, I'm gonna go to I have a playlist of my favorite ambiance videos. Let's find one that fits the spooky vibe. I do this Dark Academia one a lot. Nobody talk about the fact that I have not one but two Draco Malfoy ambiances. Ooh, let's do this one. Okay, I just read the first chapter. It's very interesting so far. The first chapter is told in second person, where you, the reader, are this serial killer. And you're on death row, and you have 12 hours until you're going to be executed. And then I think it's gonna be counting down the hours until your execution. Very intriguing so far, but I also remembered why I hate reading books that have deckled edges, because it's so freaking hard to flip the pages. It's annoying me, so I might actually switch to the ebook. But also I realized I've never actually read the full synopsis for this book, so I'm gonna look that up right now. Ansel Packer is scheduled to die in 12 hours. He knows what he's done and now awaits execution. The same chilling fate he forced on those girls years ago. But Ansel doesn't want to die. He wants to be celebrated, understood. Through a kaleidoscope of women, we learn the story of Ansel's life. Okay, this sounds really good. Unravels the familiar narrative of the American serial killer and our cultural obsession with crime stories. Oop, are they gonna try to call me out for liking serial killers? Some of my packages arrived. The one that I'm like really waiting for hasn't come yet. It was a pre-order and it's already a couple days late. Fingers crossed that it's still coming today. But let me open up these because I do think that some of these are books that I could read this week. Yeah, okay. I got Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine M. Valente. So I literally do not know what this is about. It's a thriller for fans of Gone Girl and Spinning Silver. That's like the most random combination, but I love it. I know that Kayla really loved this, and her and I have like the same taste in like short, weird stuff. So I don't know, this is an option. Oh, okay. I got The Violence by Delilah S. Dawson, although I just saw Katie Coulson did not really like this, I think. So now I'm nervous. A mysterious epidemic of violence sweeps the nation. 3 generations of abused women must navigate their chilling new reality. I don't know, I mean, it sounds like something that I would like. I did not expect it to be this thick, but we'll see. Ooh, okay, this is not a spooky book, but The Queer Principles of Kit Webb by Kat Sebastian, who is a historical romance author. She primarily writes queer historical romances, so I really have been wanting to read this. Last one has to be the one that I was most thinking of. Yes, okay. Oh my god, it is so much smaller than I thought it was gonna be. This one is Queen of Teeth by Haley Piper. So I've not heard anybody talk about this, but it sounds so good. It says within 48 hours, Yaya will go from discovering teeth between her thighs to being hunted by one of the most powerful corporations in America. There's this movie that I watched a long time ago. I think it's called Teeth. That's the same exact premise where like a girl finds teeth down there. But this just sounds very interesting, very weird. So yeah, that is my little haul of the books that I just got in the mail. Maybe I will be picking up some of them. Most likely one of these since they are shorter. Okay, I'm going to Target. Got my purse, got my keys. I'm back. I got a couple other things when I was there. I don't know what it is. I have had a sweet tooth the past couple days. I'm not a big desserts or sweet person in general. However, every once in a while I get a craving for it and I become ravenous. But I never buy desserts because normally I don't like them. So then when I do get cravings for it, I don't have anything. And this ends up happening. Okay, so I got the creme brulee. Creme brulee is the only dessert that I actually like. And I have made it before from scratch, but like, you just put this in the oven? Oh my god, we're gonna have to try this. But then I also got some cheesecake bites. I also do really like cheesecake. I feel like all the desserts that I do like are more like luxurious ones, not typical like household desserts. But this has New York style chocolate and strawberry swirl bite-sized pieces. But then I saw that Target has little mini Cheesecake Factory cheesecakes, and this one's Belgian chocolate. Now I have all of the desserts. So it's now day 2 of Summerween. Last night I actually ended up finishing Notes on an Execution, and I really loved it. It's counting down until this man named Ansel is going to be executed. He killed a bunch of girls and was put on death row, and it's now his execution day. And so those chapters are told in second person as if the reader is Ansel, the serial killer, and you're about to be executed. Which those chapters I really liked. It was very interesting. But then the 3 main perspectives that we're following are these 3 women who were in Ansel's life. The first one being his mother. The second one is his wife's twin sister. And then the third one is the detective who has an obsession with catching him. So you follow these 3 women throughout their lives as they all intersect with Ansel's life. The synopsis of this book calls it a thriller, which I don't really agree with. I wouldn't really call it a thriller. I would compare it to The Push by Ashley Audrain, which I've always described as like a psychological drama. It really reminded me of that book, not so much in like the plot or the characters, but in terms of the narrative and the storytelling and the basic theme or moral of each of these books. Like when you really strip it down, both of them are about human conditioning and how people become the person that they are and the choices that people make and what those choices mean, and the question of, do a person's choices define who they are? While Ansel was on death row, he wrote a book called Theory that details his whole theory about like multiverse and alternate selves, and how there's no such thing as good and evil, there's just choices, and everyone has the same capability of making the same choices. So there were a lot of really interesting discussions being brought up throughout the book, which I feel like were kind of similar in The Push, and how kind of like nature versus nurture, and like if things that happen to you, trauma, different things, if those impact the person that you become more so than just like who you are as a person, but it's a series of choices that lead you down a different path. But yeah, I really liked it. I think I'm gonna end up giving it 4.5 stars. There were kind of parts of it that dragged a little bit, so I don't feel like it was a full 5-star book for me, but I really loved it. I love books that are like really just about humans and the choices that people make. So the book that I have been waiting for to come in the mail still hasn't come. It says it's going to be delivered today, but it has said that it's going to be delivered today every day for the past 3 days. So, but I just saw that my hold for the audiobook of Comfort Me with Apples just came in, so I think I'm gonna listen to that while I have breakfast, because the audiobook is only 2 hours, and then I'm gonna film a couple videos today. But other than that, I have not much going on, so I can read probably multiple books today. I also really at some point want to watch some horror movies during this vlog, so maybe I'll do that today also. Maybe I can watch one in each of the vlogs that I post. I think I saw that The Black Phone is coming out on video on demand soon, or it just came out yesterday, and I've really been wanting to watch that. Can you hear my wrists cracking? All right, so let me go grab Comfort Me with Apples, and then we can start reading that.
I was made for him. It is morning, which is to say, it is the beginning of all things. It is bright, and it is sharp, and it is perfect, and so is Sophia, who wakes alone to this singular thought as she does every morning, to this honeyed, liquid thought, and sunlight and sparrow song, and the softness of green shadows in a house that is far too big for her.
All right, so I finished Comfort Me with Apples. It took me like 45 minutes to read. Very quick book, but I really liked it. I don't even really know what I can say that it's about. It is so short. Honestly, it's best going into it completely blind. I'm just gonna read for you like the first paragraph of the synopsis because I feel like that's all you need to know. So it says, Sophia was made for him, her perfect husband. She can feel it in her bones. He's perfect. Their home together in Arcadia Gardens is perfect. Everything is perfect. That's it. The whole time I was like, I didn't know what was going on, but like in a good way. And then when like it finally clicked what was happening, I was like, That was so good. I don't really know what genre I would classify this as. It's not horror, it's not thriller, it's not fantasy, but it's kind of all of those, but also not. Almost like an anti-fairy tale, if that's a thing. Yeah, this was very interesting. Definitely fits in with like short, weird books that I really like, but that I also can't explain. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and film some videos, and hopefully by the time I'm done, my package will have arrived. I feel like this is just gonna be like the long saga of me waiting for this package. I think my package was delivered. I'm hoping that it's at my front door and not at my mailbox, because it's 110 degrees outside right now. I do not want to walk over there. I'm gonna open the door. We're gonna find out. I'm really hoping it's here. It's at the mailbox. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go over there. Oh my God, I don't wanna do this. I got my package. They actually did bring it to my door. I'm glad I didn't immediately go to my mailbox. I guess they marked it as delivered before they actually delivered it, because when I left like an hour later to walk over to the mailbox, it was sitting outside my door. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. So it's What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, who you guys know is like my newest favorite author. I'm reading so many of her books. They're all favorites, and this is her new release. It came out on Tuesday, and I pre-ordered it, but it was late, so I'm so excited. So this is a reimagining of Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher, which I know I've read, because I've read almost everything by Edgar Allan Poe, but it's been a very long time, so I don't fully know if I remember. Oh my God, it has artwork on the end papers just like Nettle and Bone, and oh, love it. Someone actually told me that T. Kingfisher actually does the artwork. Oh my God, I'm so excited to read this. This has been like my most anticipated book of the whole summer. All right, I filmed a bunch of videos. Now I kind of need to take a break. I don't really want to read something right away, so I'm gonna find a horror movie to watch, and we're gonna watch that. But I wanted to show you guys, Loki does this really cute thing where he piles up all of his toys right here. Like, I don't do this, he does this, and then every day he will come and like pick a toy that he wants to play with for the day, and then at the end of the day he puts it back. I don't know why he does that. I never trained him to do it. He just does it all on his own, and it is so cute. All right, so I'm gonna close the curtain, set the mood for horror movie watching, and we're gonna find something to watch. I don't know what I'm gonna watch. We're just gonna look and see if anything catches my eye. Let's see. Ooh, A Quiet Place 2. I have not watched that yet. I might actually pick that, but let me keep looking. Yeah, I'm gonna do A Quiet Place 2. I loved the first one. I kind of have this thing where if I really, really love a movie, I don't really like to watch the sequel, just because I feel like they're never as good. But I have heard that the second one is very good. I'll be the judge of that. Okay, thoughts. It was good, not great. I definitely think the first one was better. However, this one gets points for having Cillian Murphy. Oh my God, do you guys hear that? Sounds like there's a dog being tortured next door. I didn't even know my neighbors have a dog. I don't think they have a dog. I think plot-wise, this kind of had not much of a plot. It sort of, I don't know, it felt like a filler movie. But yeah, it was good. Enjoyable watch. I also realized that the monsters in this movie is basically a Demogorgon. They look the exact same. I don't think I ever realized that when I watched the first one. All right, now I'm gonna start What Moves the Dead. So like I said, this is a reimagining of The Fall of the House of Usher. I really, really hope this lives up to my expectations. So last night I finished What Moves the Dead, and I really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna give it like 4 stars. T. Kingfisher has this way where all of the characters that she writes, no matter what genre it is, whether it's horror or romance, her characters are always very like quirky and funny, and there's always a sense of humor in them. So basically this follows Alex, who was a lieutenant in the army. They're non-binary. They come from a country where there's a lot of different pronoun uses than just he, she, they. One of them being, if you're a soldier, you get the pronoun of ka and con, and it's like a pronoun that holds a lot of respect. Also, children have a different pronoun than when they become adults, which was very interesting. So Alex gets a letter from their old friend saying that they're dying. So they go to the usher's home in the countryside, and when they arrive, they realize their two friends who live there, who are siblings, have aged so much since they last saw them. They're both like decrepit and their hair is white. They just look like they're dying. On the property, they keep seeing all these really strange things. The fish have like weird things growing on them, and then the hares that are all around are exhibiting very strange behaviors. They move very weird, very slowly, and then they just stare. Like they just sit there and they stare at you. And so all these things are kind of contributing to this very weird atmosphere. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Is it a disease? What is going on? What is causing their friend to die? And yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was a short read, but I feel like this is the kind of story that I wouldn't really want to read a longer version of this. This was like the perfect length for this story. Also, something that I really appreciate that I've now noticed in every single T. Kingfisher book that I've read is that they all have some sort of animal companion. T. Kingfisher loves a good animal companion character. In this one, it was a horse named Hob. But I kind of wanted to talk about all of the T. Kingfisher books that I've read. I feel like T. Kingfisher's kind of been taking over BookTube lately, which we love to see it. I've now read 6 of her books, and I kind of wanted to rank them. Here is my ranking. Now, The Twisted Ones is the only book that I have not enjoyed. However, the rest are all 4 or 5 stars, so there's a big jump between this bottom one and then the next one, which is What Moves the Dead. 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I think I just connected to this one the least compared to the other ones. So then next is Bryony and Roses, which I really loved. One of my favorite Beauty and the Beast retellings that I've read. Then The Hollow Places, one of my favorite horror books. Cosmic horror, actually like terrifying. And then my top 2 favorites, I feel like aren't gonna be surprising. Metal and Bone, and then my absolute favorite, Sword Heart. These are her fantasy books that are just so amazing. So yeah, if you're looking for more T. Kingfisher to read, this is my ranking of what I've read for you to decide what to pick up next. So I'm gonna be ending this vlog right now and starting my next one, but I wanted to just like wrap up quickly what I read. So I read these 3 books. I've given all of these 4 stars, although I am hoping that in the coming days I will find a 5-star. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next Summerween vlog. Bye!